Guys, we are now using the final machine, the Miele W562 Prestige Plus 6, which you all have seen enough on my channel.
Yeah, which with this light load of whites here, and that's going to have, what is it, what are we putting in that one?
So, we're going to be putting air in it, but we might as well throw half the bloody bag in there. Because... I think we'll stick some...
How much?
I mean, I know it's all rubber banded up, but...
well, what I'm going to do, is I'm going to chuck the rest of this in there.
Photonic induction would say, we'll just close it very carefully.
Oh, careful, that's my camera. Ow! Be gentle.
Oh, I know what he's done. He's stuck a can on his bike.
Makes it sound like a motorbike.
Would you want to have go slam the door then, dude?
I'll do it, yeah.
Hang on.
First of all, let me put the comfort in first of all.
Yeah, just make sure it's getting nice.
I should be able to get, just the last bit.
It looks like you've poured, like...
melon juice in there.
Yeah, or something like that.
It smells like juice. It's like juice, isn't it? What would you call it? Like melon juice or something? Do you want to chuck some of it in the drum as well for good measures? That's all crumps and what?
No, see that's how long it's been kept in there. Right now, that won't spill anymore now.
Won't it? So then, like, you know, and of course the lime scale tablet.
Especially this machine. This has been affected heavily by
lime scale, is it?
That's the reason, but no.
Here we go. And this is your Miele abusers.
I sanded it so hard I nearly broke my wrist.
Alright, and we're going to do Cotton's 95, Water Plus, yeah?
And start. And there we go.
And that will cut down to 130 when...
one time on the cotton side, 60, I got it down to 58 minutes once.
Oh, did you?
It's temperamental, it'll do it. It'll try to heat up in 20 minutes and 60, so really funny. The machine will do everything.
As it goes. But that should do the classic high dramatic tumbles, shouldn't it?
But it won't do the spin clean though. It doesn't do it on a boil wash.
Doesn't it?
Only does it on 60.
I know Mikey's Miele does that as well. Ugh. It would have been a pity to film Mikey. If you ever decided to meet up with Mikey Goff, but you won't be able to now because he doesn't have it.
Mikey Goff, what a shame. He's... What was he? Hot Points and Lucy Bosch lovers?
No, that was our sharing channel we made.
Who was Hot Point all the way?
That was myself and Chris's channel, but I made it with myself, Chris, Mikey and Jacob. I filmed it with. And what we can do, I suppose, is we can rinse this out, or shall we keep the laughter, the smell in there or something? Should we rinse it, or...?
Nah, throw it out.
Oh, you say don't bother rinsing it or something. So these two, we can take them to our recycling.
This is going to be fun.
Oh.
I like the Miele. It's not too modern. It's like it's 2008 or 2009. I don't know what year.
Has he made a motorbike?
He's put something on his wheel.
It's like a...
I used to do it all the time with cans. Flatten the can and stick it to my wheels on my bike.
Make it sound like a train or something.
Yeah.
Chuff, 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 chuff,
I still like it.
So Surf Gems, when did they release those?
About a couple of months ago they released it.
Did they?
Can't wait to try them in the Hot Point.
So that should come down to 1.5 minute, 1 hour and 30. Oh, 1 hour and 34.
Yeah.
So that's 10 past 4. That will finish.
That's fine. That's a good time.
Yeah, but it could mean I could.
But I can always advance the once it gets to 95. Oh no, we want to see it do the shuttle rinse, don't you?
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
They are. We're doing the high dramatic tumbles now.
Yeah.
That's a suds. Oh my god, there's a lot. These are the tumbles that get the suds going. You know what would have been great? If I had a Hoover New Wave and it did the spin wash.
Yeah!
I was going to get a New Wave, but I lost it on eBay.
Oh.
Well, it was a white one. I wanted one in a different colour. It was a 1500 model. It was such a rare model to have.
Yeah.
And the seller wouldn't send me any more pictures. I wanted to see a picture of it. And I said, you know, can I see what colour it is? And they were like, I've uploaded the picture. I'm like, you've taken it in bad lighting. I was like, I can't. I was meant to be getting a Hoover Classica. I was, a washer dryer.
Oh, was you?
But, it was broken. I mean, all it needed was a new seal and a new. What's the thing new carbon brushes are what I needed.
Yeah.
And they scrapped it. It was brown and almond, like the whole point. Chris offered me his Logic as well. He did.
Oh, did he?
His Logic 1200. I think, yeah. He offered me. I think he had Logic 1200.
Yeah,
I was meant to be getting the diamond.
Like mad,
I was meant to be getting the diamond from him as well. But I told him, I said, I'm sorry, I can't take it. So who got it? Ben Pedley got it.
Oh right.
Zanussi guy, Mr. Zanussi 1600 or something. He got it.
Right.
And Jacob offered me his 9520, but I said even that I couldn't take it. I don't know who's taken that.
It's the 800. That's the 800 version of this, isn't it?
Ideally, I want a 9524 though. I want something from the next range now.
Yeah.
That's the only classic machine I've ever seen at VHF though. That's just what's weird.
So when does that drain on the first attempt?
Oh,
At the 40 minutes something?
About 38 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it takes about half an hour, 40 minutes to heat up all that water. Because it's using less water than the hot point.
Well, then again, it's very efficient, isn't it?
That's one thing with Miele's. They only use the amount of water
they like
they need.
what they call rated A plus or something like that?
I don't know what this one is. I know the W Classics are AAA plus. They are.
Are they?
They're A triple plus. They are.
Yeah.
But that's probably because of their delayed start they've got.
Yeah.
I mean, this model isn't what I wanted from Miele. When Mom told me we got a 1300,
Were you ever thinking of getting the Novatronic?
I wanted the Navitronic. But
Navitronic, that's the 1800.
But it cost £1,400. It cost. Mom was like, I'm not spending that amount of money on a washing machine.
Whoa.
We were desperate.
Have you thought of the Novo one? The Novatronic?
I want the older ones, like the W700 series, Hydromatic. I want one of those ones.
Yeah.
With the really loud motor in them. Chris's one's nice. The WS545 is got.
Oh, the one that he's got in the W Classic or something like that.
Oh, it's WD8110. Australia still sell that brand new.
Yeah, but it's it's
on clearance
it's much
now.
more higher than 1400. Like it sounds like a WM64, doesn't it?
With the wash, they still sell the washer dryer brand new. The style of that. So I'm going to get it. I'm sure with that you can program it. Oh, I'm going to Philip got us to do 2000.
Oh really?
But these brush motors can't handle 1800 very well. It wears the brushes down.
Yeah, down phase.
Cool down
with the hydromatic tumbles, is it?
Yeah, look at those bloody suds in there.
Yeah.
It's going up.
How much was that you put in?
I think I put like half a bag in there.
So if you measure that in scoop, would that be about 1.5 scoops?
Probably about 1.5 scoop in there.
Like one full dosage like this, for instance.
God. That is gonna...
So much.
I don't think it will suds on,
but it might produce poor rinsing performances, you know.
Oh, I forgot about the 10-minute rinses on this.
Oh, and how many minutes is it before it drains?
3 minutes. It's normally 38 minutes it will go.
Should we film this into cool down and spin?
The cool down doesn't bring the water down by that much. It only brings it by like 10 degrees.
Oh no, it's a bit silly, isn't it?
Oh my lord. Oh, the suds are going down now, look.
Oh, that's diluted it quite good, isn't it?
I forgot the Hoover does it as well. They call it a dilution rinse.
Yeah, or because Sparky Markey filmed the Electron and he said it was just called the cool down phase.
But they call it dilution.
It can be dilution rinse or cool down phase, or whatever you want to call it.
Every machine calls it something different. Hotpoint call it the step cool down.
Yeah, I just simply call mine cool down phase.
I think shuttle rinse is what
because that's what
told.
my Grand Siemens does. If I select Easy Care 60, it will do a shuttle rinse.
I don't know who got the term shuttle rinse. I was like, what? I was like, shuttle rinse.
Is shuttle like a...
No, shuttle's like the train service.
Like
goes
back and forth, isn't it?
Yeah, but I was like,
bit like, you know, like
why is it called a shuttle rinse?
Bit like if we were doing, say, the Romford to Upminster loop, that's the shuttle loop.
Do you know what is funny? Everyone has got their own... Everyone's got their own term for what the spins between the rinses are called.
So you call it extractions.
Some people call it interspin.
Interim. I call it intermit.
I say intermediate spin. I've always said intermediate. Some people call it intern spin.
Interim spin.
They are draining. That's the first intermediate spin. Some people call it rinse spins, wash spin. I've heard
Well, my grand auntie's hobby is rinses and spins.
Rinses and spin.
That's what an American washing machine would say, like, you know, regular
Look,
wash, rinses and spins, final rinse,
sometimes
fast
though,
spin.
commercial machines that American, they say extraction. They do
Really?
final extract.
Because
So when you search up your spin speed, you see final extract speed.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Sometimes I put when I do American laundromats, I do final extraction. I do like I actually write it.
Oh, right. Because, like, in the laundrette, that would come up saying extra extract. Essentially, I just call it
the
spin,
Electrolux
whatever.
Waskers say it.
Because, like, you know, when a water drain spins out, that's like saying extract the water and all that. Oh, drained. It's a pity those do that.
It will do it when I go to Australia and I get the hose.
Oh,
on the floor.
are you going to get it in like a in a standpipe?
Or I'll just light it into a drain. Then that way it can shimmy along the floor. Right.
I love the glug in there. That's nice. That
sink's probably never had so much hot water through it at once.
Oh. Let's see what we get from spinnings. That's not too bad in terms of distribute.
That is a little bit unbalanced, I can see.
A tad. But is it
Don't
gonna just
stop
do
and
one
faff
first?
around.
Oh.
Not too bad. This will climb quite quickly now.
Oh, give me no. Shimmy.
There you go, hot point style. Miele motors do have quite a lot of power in them.
Oh, I thought it would do 500 at least.
No, it does.
And right up to 1,000 RPM in one go.
It goes to
isn't
1,000,
it?
then it lowers down to 900. It's actually a 900 spin, but it overshoots a bit, and then it holds there for about 4 minutes.
It sounds like about about.
That's
like,
900 now. That's doing 900 now,
Yeah.
and it holds there for about.
When you film, if you were to film the Miele Novatronics on the normal watch, the spins will go so progressively slow.
It starts to distribute.
And it will go really slow up
Yeah.
to 1,000 RPM. It will. Whereas, like in the intro spins, it will do like a 500, then about 700, and then 900.
Holds there for about 4 minutes, I think.
Is that for this?
Yeah, there's quite a very long intermediate spins it does.
Because I thought that on the final.
That's why whenever I film this machine, you don't see the whole intermediate spin. It literally does a spin and then suddenly it goes into a rinse. That's
Yeah, because Matt Pearson's Miele, when he filmed it, on the final spin it will ramp right up to 1300,
See, I don't understand that,
and then go into the dip. Do you know what I mean? Well, no, ramp up to 1300 and hold it for 4 minutes. Whereas he says with the short option not activated, it will do a dip, then come back up and all that. But to me, I just think like for that, I think that's not a lot. So that's not a lot, is it? Whereas I'd expect Mikey's Bosch to go a bit higher than that.
1300 isn't a lot. Who was like? I don't know. It's about 2 minutes.
To me, it's not bad. 1300. Like, what would you say?
It's an average sort of speed. 1200 is like everyone's average sort of speed.
Yeah, and I mean 1400 is not too bad. But
1400 is very good.
Like 1500 to 1600, that can crease quite badly.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
like to be honest, really, they did a test, and there's only like between the majority of the water is extracted around about 1,000 RPM. That's when then anything above 1200 doesn't really make it. And like for example, the difference between a 1200 and an 1800, there's only like about 5% more water being extracted.
I can remember when Miele 000 filmed one of these at 1300.
W562.
You could hear the springs going bang 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 bang, sort of like twang, like making noises when they're.
If
hot.
I had a brushless motor one, all you would hear is the suspension. All you hear is the suspension of it.
Is that why it goes bong 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 bong?
Yeah.
Bang, 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 bang,
Mieles are meant to do that knocking sound afterwards. It's because their suspension's so they've got 2 shock absorbers. And they got 3. They got 2 here, but I don't know if mine's got it. I think mine's just got 2.
And then that's just 3 rinses on the Miele, isn't it?
Would be 2 by default.
I just need to get past 2. Is it? But because we've got some Watt Plus enabled, will that do 3?
Yeah, it'll do an added second rinse.
Oh, right, so 3 rinses.
Yeah.
That's normally what we have. I think Railway's had masses of problems.
Second intermediate.
Go on then. I was saying that Thames Railway have had masses of problems since the introduction
They thought going back to Thames and solve it, and
well, no,
they
because
messed it up.
I know there was like news identical saying that they're gonna. They had pensions to reinstate the old timetable again. I just don't know what on earth.
Very hot.
Did your office have like a desk fan or some sort still?
Well, where I was in the behind the machines, you know.
Where the ticket machines are.
Yeah,
And whatnot.
so we have air conditioning.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yes, otherwise it would have been.
And then the machinery can also overheat. I presume.
Yeah, they're so old.
Yeah.
It's just like network servers on a computer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's terrible, isn't it?
So is this the last time you and Brandon are seeing
No,
each
we're
other?
going to do.
Well, there's a potential that if it can.
I was thinking, you know, on the week that I finished work, I was thinking of taking the Monday off.
And I'll potentially come down one last
Joe
time.
hasn't got to see that machine and the Hoover.
No, because the Hoover's out of action.
The
at the moment.
amount of issues I've had with that machine. And I said this because we don't know when they're going to be shipped off.
So we
So I said I'm trying to get them to see that before we.
and it's when the 27th comes along. Unfortunately I'm going up to Sussex, and that's going to be the last time that we'll see each other then.
Even Josh wanted to come over, Super Washercrazy 2002.
Yeah, the
he
day
wanted to
before I
use his
came.
machine. I said, I don't know if you're going to be able to, mate. I said,
I will leave you guys in peace.
Yeah. Once that's done, we're going to go straight off.
Oh, right.
and take
Give
one
me a shout.
do a train bash, as we call it, train going.
Yeah. And then, like, when we come back after the Hoover, we're going to have a mega like, you know, nearly whole London, like, train like, extravaganza trip, aren't we? What would you name it if you were to make a name of it on the internet? Like, what would you call it?
London train bash or something.
The London train...
Legendary train bash.
Extravaganza, I call it.
I know, this is how you know the machine's going onto a default rinse, because, onto an extra rinse, because look, this would now normally go into final rinse. Stops.
Pause.
What that's doing, it's changing the water bath from the drawer back to the door.
Oh right, so then it will do its jet
Yeah, it does anti-tangles.
before it starts. So ultimately that would be the last rinse,
That's
wouldn't it?
an extra added rinse. This rinse is only 7 minutes long.
So that's what I'm saying, like, because I'd imagine that Water Plus has got extra rinse enabled, hasn't it?
It's got.
You can also like do Water Plus just as extra rinse only and not Water Plus.
I've done extra rinse. What this is programmed to do is extra rinse, main wash water top up, and rinse level top up. So it basically is the full function of it.
Yeah. And you've done all programs, haven't you?
All programmed, all
The
options.
bit that says PC on the check inlet, does that mean like you can hook a diagnostics computer into it?
Miele.
Or
It's
something like
not
that?
there, is it, Brandon?
What?
Not phone.
It's not there, no.
No, Miele technician can bring their computer around, and but
a bit
my
like-
machine can't be. You can add programs to, it, but my machine
Yeah,
can't.
it's a little bit like on a in the AA, you know, when the breakdown persons come and plug in the diagnostics computer into the fuse box panel of your car, and then they can locate the fault on the machine. They can
They are. That's the level. See, the machine only uses as much water as it needs to.
just less, isn't it?
I don't have my keys on my phone.
What?
How weird.
Well, in your bag,
My
so.
bag.
There was a load of keys up here when you put the
Oh,
fan there.
that was mine.
Oh, was it?
Alright.
I would have thought just like if you've lost the phone, ring again. Third interim spin, this is?
Yes.
Yeah,
Final
this probably
interim
that
spin.
sort of sign means there's probably a blockage in one of the main drains outside potentially. Because that can't be right, can it? Unless they get like a like a rod, like a stringy rod in there, and like see if you can poke it where the blockage lies. Because you'd hate to have to call the council out, wouldn't you? That thing happened in our my drain outside, and you could see it all overflowing into the phone. What was it? Leaves in the the grill or something like that. You know, you get leaves and debris.
It might get unbalanced first on the final spin.
It might do. I do like the way it tumbles,
Long
but most of all,
balanced.
yeah. I do love the design of the chrome drum, which is lovely.
I just wish it was a honeycomb drum.
No.
Oh no, that is unbalanced a little bit.
Gluggity glug.
Oh.
My put my back a bit on the fridge.
And then ramps right up.
Just like a Miele.
I like the final ramp up.
On the other Miele, the Miele like honeycomb ones, they'll go up to 800, hold a moment, and then we'll continue up to 1,000.
Yeah, they hold at about 1,000.
That nearly sounds like just below 1,050 to 1,100, like the W562.
It hits about 950 and then goes back down. That's doing 900 right now.
Yeah. But how many bursts are there on the final spin? There's about 2 bursts before
There's 4. Now, if the machine does a light load like this,
then it'll be about 2 bursts.
400 and then a 600 burst. Then it's the final ramp up.
Otherwise, if it's full of towels, it'll be 3 bursts.
It's 400, 600, 800. Then it slows down. Then it goes. Then it does the full burst up to 900.
Because
and as it climbs, it boosts to 1,300 very quickly.
I know on the honeycomb appliances, depending on how heavy the load is, if it's big, it could do a minimum of 3 bursts before the final spin. Whereas if it's lighter, it could be 2 bursts and then final spin.
If it's a really light load and configures it to 59 minutes, it will do the final spin in 1 burst. It will go
even if it's sub-slots.
It will go straight up to like 900. Then it will go up to, it'll do it in 5 minutes basically.
Yeah. And also, when we do the railway journey, see, this could also give us the opportunity to, because there's some like underground lines I haven't done.
What haven't you done yet?
I haven't done the bank to Waterloo and City on the Waterloo and City line. But that's the same as the Central line.
Sure, that should be up. I don't know if it's open today. Let's see.
No, I think over the weekend. Is it not over?
I think Sundays it closes.
No, Monday.
Final rents. There we are.
No, you're talking about Monday. Because if it's Sunday, over the weekends it's shut over the weekend, isn't it?
I like what it does here. Takes in the conditioner first, stops filling,
pauses,
redirects the. Oh, I can smell the conditioner. Then it redirects the hose to the door.
To the door jet again.
I can't remember who the first machines were to fill via the door glass.
Because they had the Miele Novatronic that came out, didn't
The
they?
Mieles didn't do it until.
Because the very first Miele, was that the one from 1960? Was it?
The first Miele front loader was like the it was one of the W400 models, like the W420 or something.
Yeah.
First washer dryer was a top loader for Miele.
Oh, was it?
In the 70s.
And then you had the very old vintage spin dryers as well. There was one, I think, a YouTube user, I think it was his name from Supernova 1300, and to start it, you like pushed on a pedal with your foot to activate it. And that's when he demonstrated when using like a Miele spinny centrifugal activator top loader. And that's when he put them in like the buckets. And then instead of putting them back in, he just like fills the bucket up with the hose and then just gives them a good slush around.
See, that didn't
put a lot in, did it?
Final rinse level is always lower than all the other rinses. I think it's to not dilute the condition too much.
Too much, otherwise it's too weak, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, that's just the right amount for that load. Do wish it was a 1600 model though. Wish it was the washer dryer. The only thing with the washer dryer though is the humidity sensor gets in the way of the door.
Oh, is it?
Because it's got that
big black blob, doesn't it? And it's the same, a little bit like the Samsung AdWash as well. That bit is too. Can't.
Even with these new machines now, the glass is all tinted at the front,
and you can't even feel it, can you? The actual.
That's what I said. If I get a washer dryer, I'm going to remove the heat shield on it because.
Is that all it's got?
Yeah.
That's not very high, is it?
Yeah. It doesn't really need it for like small load.
I can't remember who it was, but YouTube user, I think it was Bohemia 40, who had his 4144 WPS. That had a higher rinse level when
I think on
the final spin.
I think on those ones,
that's when you can put water plus to make it with extra water.
I think the waterproof system models.
The new wave and the soft wave and the eco wave.
No, I don't think the soft waves. I know the Classicers did it.
That's what soft waves did do the drop fill down the door.
I know the new waves never did it. Not many people like the Classicers, or the soft waves are cheap. The soft waves are horrible.
What's that guy's name? Aticho, I think it was.
Darren Aitchison.
I call him Aticho, I call him.
He had a new wave in British Racing Green.
He did, and he also filmed a WT960, but that's when the shock absorbers were knackered and the and the suspension was knackered as
So
well.
if you want to hurry it up, this is what I do.
What do you do? That's how you put Advanced onto spin, like that.
Which Washer 2007, he did a video of a W487 and
Did
he
he?
showed you how to do it.
So that was the tip.
His one can enable child lock. I
Can
didn't know Miele's had child lock at all. In fact, I've been very surprised that Miele have never had child lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Miele. Oh,
Yeah. Okay, guys, we are now on the final spin. We are. Oh, that didn't back up that much. That water.
I think there's not much water in there. Right, so the first burst is a 400 and it's pretty much a I don't care burst.
If I'm shaky or very bangy, it will spin whatever the spin.
I've had some really hard unbalanced spins on this.
Let's see what we get in this.
The only one it faffs around on is the final ramp up. It may faff.
Oh, this is looking unbalanced a bit.
I think we're going to have a smooth load, to be honest.
It might do.
A little bit.
I love the glove.
I love that as well. It comes through the... And the pump goes
It's
quiet.
like it burps, doesn't it?
The pump goes quiet for a second when all the water pumps out through it.
Do you want to keep this Sainsbury's bag?
No.
Because I don't want it, so...
Give it back to the environment. We'll recycle it.
Oh, is there a zone for plastic bags you can recycle?
Just a plastic... I'll just throw it in the plastic thing. Okay, there.
Next burst?
It's the next, but after this switches the pump off.
Or maybe not.
This is actually a real smooth load.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Again,
A little bit.
just a little unbalanced.
Right, final ramp up after this now. The shock absorbers a little bit. It goes like that.
Oh, they've also like hidden menus in this machine as well.
There's a config menu, but it's not a hidden.
Because I thought it'd be like drum like calibration or something like
This
that.
one doesn't have a drum light. Just joking. This is a second. It's either bottom of the line or second from bottom of the line model.
Yeah.
They pump off at a few tumbles.
I would have thought things like Mikey's Miele didn't have a drum light either, but Laura's Miele had a drum light.
Hers was a washer dryer. That's why. It's basically a top of the line
And
model.
also, the dryers as well might do it as well.
I should stop the machine and make it unbalanced.
How?
I'd just stop it from going into spin.
How do you do it?
This is what I do. If it doesn't get unbalanced, I'll do this.
So you shut it off.
So I'll do that, and then just make it distribute all over again.
So have another go.
That's what one time I did it, and I got a really badly unbalanced spin.
But will it do all the bursts again, or will it just do that last
It
burst?
just restarts it on that part.
Yeah, let's see if we can make a violent spin. Huh?
You won't get a violent spin with me.
It won't be a dangerous violent spin like the hot points, but it might produce a vibration of
the only Miele's I've ever seen do violent spins were the old W700 series.
Oh yeah, the Cordess ones that would go whoom, 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 sort of
Who
thing.
was it that someone from the W701, a hydromatic Mondia, and it actually was walking on the spin.
Oh hello, that's
unbalanced.
Come on, be it.
No, don't you dare stop him. Yes.
Ah!
Nah, that'll rattle.
Make a vibration of a
It's not unbalanced enough to get into the thing, but I will probably do a wash and still get that.
Have you ever tried your woolen blanket like you've done in there and in this? Have you? That won't quite make it up to 1300 quite. Oh no, because the first stage is 900.
900. Hold here for about 10 seconds.
Then up to 1200, 10 seconds, and then 1300, 3 minutes or something. Do you reckon we need to get a selfie of some sorts before we...
You could do if you wanted.
Yeah, before, wouldn't that be part of the videos or something like? Because you remember in our videos we always do selfies?
Oh, I used to do that, not anymore, I don't know.
No, but on the journey, when we begin our journey off to thingy, we'll start the introduction here.
Slowly builds up to 200.
Sounds like it's doing about 1150 or...
Yeah, but it's sort of Christ to get to a 1200.
It's a bit like when it can't. You got that in the symphony.
I don't think Miele's know what they do when they spin. I think they have a bit of a mind of their own.
So they might, play up or something like that.
Because it's really funny what this machine does. When it gets an unbalanced load, it'll hold at 900.
Then
And the last minute try to go to 1300, but it'll only make it up to 1200. And then it won't give itself enough time to put. It will go up to top speed unbalanced. I have done it before.
Yeah.
But this machine, aside from the time when I put that pillowcase full of towels in there, this machine has never...
That's the one I saw, yeah.
This
and the great big overload as well, when you did the
this
overloading
machine
test.
has never ever moved from its spot.
But when you did the overloading test, that was like, I thought it was going to buckle the drum or something like that. You did that. When they buckle it.
Miele's can take pretty much anything you do.
Yeah, that was the only one where you made it like bang like that.
Proof of quality test. I couldn't think of anything else I could do in that machine.
Yeah, I mean, if you did pillowcase inside the drum, oh no,
well,
would you do
I
it?
have.
Oh no. No way would you abuse that or something like that. But that's when you
thinking of an idea. I've got a memory foam pillow that absolutely needs a good wash.
Do you reckon you'll try it out in the hot?
Okay, right. This needs to be the final video of this machine in the UK.
Hey!
Now what, it goes up to about 1250, goes back down.
Coming down again, and then like just... So that's 1200.
Doors rattling there.
And then back up to 1300.
Watch the door. Let's see.
Oh, there it is.
It doesn't seem like it goes much.
That fast? No.
But I was chatting to, what's his name? John Scatliff, the guy from JPS.
Oh, JPS 998.
He's got a 1600 me, and he says to me, he said, I agree with what you said. He said, when you have a 1600 model, it sounds like it's really going for it when it goes up to 1600.
Yeah. Is that just taking vibrating?
The front panel's quite loose on that machine.
Oh, is it? So is that why?
Can you hear that? It sounds like something inside the machine.
Yeah.
It's limescale breaking off the drum. Yeah.
That way it's like it's shredding.
It goes like that.
It's like jammed in there, is it?
It's just limescale inside the drum.
Do you reckon you might ever cannibalise it, or do you reckon you might not?
Not that I'm trained with a Miele.
No.
I could replace the door seal on the Miele, but anything to do with electronics I wouldn't touch.
So when you're talking about, stress testing a Miele, so throw something at it that's for abuse and all that, see how, quality, strong that they break or something. Or something like that.
I demonstrated how good Miele are. I said, see, I've got a coin, and I went,
oh, careful! And
no scratches.
let me have a feel.
If you did to the hot point, you chip the paint.
So here,
You have to do it on the front.
Like,
What's the hot? Yeah.
sort of
No,
sorry about that.
No, there's none. The only thing
And even
that's
if
just
when you get
the
scuff
door
marks.
the door will. But
Scuff
that's
marks.
because the whole cabinet has got enamel coating.
Yeah, so that makes it really shockproof, doesn't it? So even if I say, what can I demonstrate as an empty item? So if I try to dent it,
You couldn't do it.
nothing.
Well, see, I've kicked this machine in. Yeah. This is not good. We're proper abusing a Miele on camera.
Yeah.
Right, now the machine is basically finished.
So we can go just.
I love the sound of the door release. You might feel that the inside of the machine's still quite warm.
Is it?
Yeah.
Whereabouts on the drum? Or
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can just about feel the moisture in
See if
it.
there's
Any moisture in there. And we'll leave it open to air a little bit, yeah?
just leave it there.
And then also...
Right, guys. Yeah, try and get off. That is the end of our washing video. We've done the Miele, the hot, and the 2 hot points. We are going to return when the A3060 gets repaired. I should be getting the drum next week. There's my clumsy lot of detergent. We're actually missing something from that because we used personal power gems up today.
Yes.
So the next video to follow this now is going to be a train bash, doing the underground. Whilst we take Joe
Great
home.
Western
But
Railway.
We're going to take a little bit of a complicated route home. How's that?
Yes.
So guys, thank you very much for watching that, and don't forget, keep it supreme and go with the flow.